Welcome back, everybody, to episode 13. Today, we have a very special guest and somebody that has actually been part of our podcast and hanging out with us and commented several times. Excited to have you here. My name is Nate. That is Joe today. And we're going to be talking with you about video games, a lot of RPGs and MMOs and things like that. So it's going to be a good time. A few updates, as you just saw. We are working to improve our podcast. We have an animated logo going on at the front intro now. We're doing some other things, working on like our audio and stuff like that. So we appreciate everybody tuning in, hanging out with us. We're working to try to put out the best, product that we can for everybody. But thank you all for hanging out and listening with us again. I'm Nate and excited to talk with y'all.
Yep. And Joe, of course. Again, my background is a little different today, coming to y'all from Panama City Beach. But without further ado, Fritzon, talk nerdy to us.
Hello, everybody. My name is Fritzon, and you know me from the LinkedIn audio events and even some of my pages. But one of the things that's been hidden is I love video games, and I like video games from family games to adventure games to action RPG games, and most of all, I like the story or oriented games where it's like MMORPGs, things like Diablo, a lot of stuff like that. So I'm like all super stoked to talk about the conversation.
Yeah, well, thank you. And I guess the easiest first question to go with is like, what is your favorite game all time? Favorite game? Let's just throw it out there.
I'll say all time favorite game. It was it was not legal, I suppose. It was a PSP game. It was Final Fantasy Crisis Core. Like I dang near cried at the end where I had to force Zach to like, I don't know if y'all didn't play it by now. It's too late. I had to force Zach to like just die among like fighting like 2,000 soldiers. And I was over there. I was like, Zach, why they had to put you through this? It was crazy. I was crying like a baby. So I would say that was like my favorite game all time. And I'm still waiting for it to be remade. But I'll be right there. Probably get a collector edition. Try to hide that from my wife. But I might make a excuse. Probably go do DoorDash. Try to make it up. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna get that collector edition.
Nice.
Nate, what is your favorite game of all time?
Okay, so I guess I have my favorite game of all time, and then I have like the game that made me love games. But let's go with my favorite all time, which I think is probably Zelda: The Ocarina of Time. I think that is my favorite game of all time. Its replayability is so good, the story is so good. All the Zeldas are fantastic, right?
Yeah.
So Ocarina of Time for me is probably my all-time favorite game. What about you, Joe?
So I will have to make and please don't kick me off of this call. I've never played a single Zelda game.
That's fair.
We're revoking your video game
Right.
license to talk. Like, you're out.
Just boot me off the call right now. But I will say my favorite video game is because it actually caused me to build really close relationships of people that I would have never met in a different situation. So Call of Duty 4, like I just graduated high school's my like first time on my own. So literally like I was like after class between work playing Call of Duty 4 forever. And then I met people on there. We formed like a clan on Call of Duty 4. And lo and behold, this person actually like got into the military, went to basic training like a couple hours from where I lived. He was actually originally from California. And then leave to call me out. But none of his family could come to his military graduation because they all lived in California. I lived a few hours away. From that relationship that we built, he actually paid for me to go to his military graduation, and I saw him graduate from the military, walk on the field with like smoke screens and explosions behind him, looking like a bad tell and stuff like that. It was really cool. So that's why that game kind of sticks out as like my favorite game, because of it just shows relationships that you can build from online gaming.
So Call of Duty 4, my opinion, was the last good Call of Duty that they put out. Black Ops was okay, right? Probably the next best, but ever since then was just meh. Warzone, I'm a big Warzone player. I loved Warzone 1. I'm a Verdansk OG. I love it. I want it to come back ever since Verdansk it just downhill. But I love Call of Duty 4 back in the day, grinding for like the red tiger, blue tiger camos, like getting those headshots.
Golden
The grind
AKs.
is real.
Yes. Oh my God. I miss those days for real. I loved Call of Duty 4.
Oh yeah.
And then let's see. Oh my gosh. And you talk about online video games, Joe. I actually have a buddy who I say is a buddy I've never met in real life. And we have been playing video games for almost 11 years. And I talked to him probably more than I talked to most other people. We started playing like NCAA probably like 2011, right? Like we had dynasties, we had like so we were part of like this group online, and we literally it was like 100 people, and everybody claimed a team, and then like we had to input stats, we built our own schedules, things like that. So it was crazy immersive. Like we'd write up about our teams and things like that. We'd have national championship winners and all those things. But we've been playing since like 2011. So online gaming, as weird as it sounds, and I see a lot of posts. I'm in a lot of gaming groups where people are like, "Oh, I'm hanging out with my Call of Duty buddies," and like they travel from all over the world to hang out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have a buddy of mine that it's so cool and interesting. He's now getting married to pretty much somebody he's been playing. What is it called? Overwatch. Overwatch. All of like for like 3 years, 4 years, and then they just like met up, and then now like he's literally planning on getting married in like a month. And I was
that's
just like,
cool.
that is so pretty cool.
That is cool. My wife, luckily, is a gamer, newfound love gamer, I guess. Like, she played some Mario growing up and things like that. But like with the new Harry Potter coming out, she's a big Harry Potter fan. This is, dang it. This is like her. She's a big Harry Potter fan. Nonetheless, there'll be times like she'll start playing, like 4 hours will go by. She's still like, she called like a hippogriff yesterday, and she was like hyped about it, So
Man.
So I kind of have that now. Like if I want to play games, I'm like, here you go, Steph. Here's my PlayStation controller, and then I'll walk to my PC.
Yeah.
Here you go. But with that Harry Potter game, like I just watched Nicole, my wife, play through that, and again, big Harry Potter fan, not necessarily a gamer, but that game drew her into it really well, and it was like, getting late at night, we're supposed to be going to bed. No, let me get to the next checkpoint first, like that kind of stuff. Like let me uncover this. But that game did play like as a story, so I'd find myself a lot of times just sitting there watching her play the game, like as it was like a movie going on. Like that was a really well made game for sure.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful and stunning. So Fritzon, tell us a little bit about your gaming background. How long have you been playing?
Man, I would say the only time I haven't been playing games is since I got to LinkedIn. And it's because my wife would not let me, because that means they're going to like throw the student fees down the hole. Because like I tell myself, oh, I'm just going to play for 1 hour. And I do the 1 hour, and I'm in the couch for 8 hours. Like I'm an extreme gamer. It's ridiculous. It don't make sense. I will sacrifice a homework. I'll speed up that homework just to play 2 more hours. That's how bad it is. I'll be like, I think I could afford a 75%.
I will say when Call of Duty, like when they were launching when I was in college, I would plan to miss that entire day of college so I could go to the launch party at midnight, play for a little 24 hours through just to like just to get through.
Have y'all ever heard of Ark Survival Evolved? Yes.
I think I heard of it. Is it an MMO?
So it's a sandbox survival game, right? And it's about dinosaurs. You have to like you tame them, and each one can do different things. Like so, you have to build a base, right? And you can do like wood, stone, metal, things like that.
Right.
And you're on a massive server with a lot of other people, and you can cross server raid. You can same server raid. So none of your stuff is safe. And one of the easiest ways to get to where you're going is to take from other people. But a lot of people will like wait for you to go to sleep and stuff. There were so many times when I was in college where like I'd have an exam the next day, and like my buddy would hit me up, be like, "Bro, like 3 a.m. my phone just starts like going right." I'm like, "What is happening?" Like I thought somebody has died, something crazy. I call it, they're like, "Bro, we're being raided. We need you to get on." I've always been like a big PvP person. Like I'm decently good at. They're like, "Bro, we need you to get on." So like 3 a.m. I'm like crawling out of bed. I'm turning on my PlayStation. I'm just like, all right, bro, I'm here.
Yo, the classic PlayStation always snitched on you as a kid. Like, this thing would come on, the PlayStation 2. Ooh. You remember the noise? It just was emanate. I was like, yo, right when my parents heard that, they was like, Fritz, you know your stink behind gotta go to bed. I like, darn it.
Oh, I remember those days.
The Xbox would always like ding kind of right, like you would turn it on and you like turn down the volume or like trying to make some kind of different noise.
Yes,
man. Go ahead,
Nate.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say to answer that question you had. I was playing RuneScape. Was like there's a lot of like sandbox game, like there's like Fable stories, like a lot of like the free stuff, Fables, a lot of the Microsoft games on PC. But it started with dungeon crawlers, and then they went to like RuneScape, and RuneScape was big because like you could sit there and then just like do wood cutting for like 10 hours.
Just grind it. Yes. I started playing RuneScape back in like 2007, and it's been one of those things where I'll stop playing it for a little while and then come back to it because like a new skill will come out. I just saw like yesterday where they're bringing necromancy into RuneScape, so of course I'm about to go back and play some more RuneScape. But like, I have all the skills at least to level 99 and like stuff like that. So what about you? What does your RuneScape character look? Is he completely maxed or?
No, I had to stop. I'm telling you, once I get in these games, you might as well say I joined a cult following. I can't stop. Like I used to be in the marching band, and I used to be so mad because I was the section leader. I was like, "What do you mean so and so need a practice session?" They was like, "You running?" I was like, "Oh, I am." I was so mad because I was like, that's when I had to get the. What is it? What's the god's name? Like there's like the 3 gods in there. Like you get the bandos gear and whatnot.
Yeah, I have like a whole Gothics, like Zamrock.
I have a whole raid coming, and then the band director knock on the door. Hey, you coming to practice? I was like, shit, I forgot. And I'm here trying to pack up everything. I'm like, yo. So
we're bossing right now. Give me 10 minutes.
Yeah, I every time I leave a game, I have to leave for good because I play them as if they a way of life. Like I start making a schedule. I like, okay, so and so need this time, and I make sure I have like I make sure life has something huge. Like for example, being in the marching band and being a leader, I made sure that brought like the biggest time. So like when I know like every other time, even eating, like I would like aggressively try to eat in my room just so I can like wood cut some trees on the roof. I was like, okay, just one more. So
gotta get back before it auto logs out. Let me hurry up.
Exactly. So yeah, I haven't played RuneScape since high school. That's like 2014, 2013. It's been a long time.
I've never played RuneScape, but for me, Ark again. So I have a buddy. We played it religiously, and like he will call me. So you start playing. Say you survive 3 months, 6 months, and then somebody comes and takes all your stuff. You quit for 6 months, right? And then you get like this itch. You're like, oh, I got to play Ark. But this dude, like, he'll send me like videos. I'm like, no, bro, I don't want to see that. I don't want to talk. He'll call me. I'll be like, look, you want to talk about Ark? I'm not doing it. I'm not going back to that life. Right? Like my wife is going to divorce me. So he told his wife he was going to play, and she got like saucy about it. She's like, no, you're not. We got kids to take care of.
Hey, sometimes games are like a way of life. Like it is a lifestyle.
Oh my god! Just talking about it.
So there, so many games. I felt so. Oh my god! Man, I had a roommate, and because I used to be a big basketball game player, I had a roommate, one of my bestest friend, like, and we used to live with each other. He would wait, and I used to do overnight shift. He'll wait till I come home, and then he'll go down the stairs, and then that's all we played. Like, I forgot about homework, all of that stuff. I'm like, yo, we can't do this. And then I'll go to class, and then they're like, Fritz, wake up. I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Did y'all ever get into Guitar Hero when it first came out? Or at all?
Guitar Hero? No. I couldn't. My parents didn't want to get the stuff, so I had to stick to like stealing the Wi-Fi and MMORPGs from the neighbors.
I never owned it, but I had a good buddy that had it, and I don't want to show my age, but it was like a big party thing when I was growing up. And I grew up in Alabama, so we didn't have a ton of stuff to do. We had either like fields, or we'd be hanging out at somebody's house and drinking, chilling, and then playing Guitar Hero, and that's just what we did. And I love Guitar Hero.
Me and my friends will stay up from like 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then be like Fritzon and be like, we got school the next day, but we're trying to stay awake.
Man, that was Halo 2 and Halo 3 for a lot of me and my buddies. Halo 3 came out, it had the multiplayer online, and you could get like before it was like time-based rank, it was skill-based rank based off wins and losses and stuff like that. So we all wanted to be like 50s and brigadier generals, things like that, which I was a 50 in MLG and I was a 50 in duos. And stuff like that, but like we just grinded to get our 50s and stuff like that. And bro, we'd stay up till 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning sometimes, have to be somewhere at like 7 and just be like dead.
Yeah.
I hear that, but man, I used to. So I played too much games. I played like the RuneScapes, and they got a little Last Chaos, some MMORPG, and then like I remember back in because like I lived like in a very bad home or whatever. Not like bad home as in like nobody was there, but we had like the classic Nintendo where we were
the blow and the yep.
Yes, and then we would just like play that to death, and then like we used to try to play it, and then all of a sudden we had like a infestation one time, and then like our parents was like, you gotta throw this away, and then I told them, I threw it away. Man, I promise you, I was playing that Nintendo with the roaches in it, lying to my parents. I threw it away, making the infestation worse. I was playing the mess out that Mario, because once you turn it off, it don't save, because back in the days there wasn't no saving, so you had to play the whole level in one sitting, and then you have to make sure that you finish the whole thing, and it was just so stressful. Gaming back then was so stressful because there was nowhere to save unless you had like a GameCube, the PS2 when it came out.
I remember the memory cards.
Yeah, those giant.
N64 had memory cards too, though. Like you could put it into the back of the
stick it in the controller.
Bro,
but Nathan, only the elite had those though. Like no, like I didn't have those memory cards. Those were like an elite class level gaming thing.
Yeah, a lot of times you just left the console on. Let's not play. Like you go to sleep, you turn off the TV, and if somebody ever hits that reset button, like that's fights. Like you're catching these hands.
Oh my god, it was so annoyingly stressful. And then those consoles used to get so hot back then, like it'll be burning up. There's no such thing as solid state drives, so we was killing those power bills.
Yeah, but they don't make them like they used to now.
No.
Well, So let's talk about consoles, okay? Are you so we'll go Fritzon and then Joe. Are you PC, Master Race? Are you Xbox? Are you PlayStation? Or you just don't care?
Man, I can't care because I can't afford to build my own PC, so I'm done with that. And PS5, I just do it because because I'm a sucker for the longevity of things. And yeah, I think I'm a PS5 person. But if I can, I would love to like get all three of them because I do play like a lot of cross-platform games, like the Borderlands, like Overwatch. When somebody want to play Paladin, there's a lot of like I don't think Paladin is cross-platform, but there's a lot of cross-platform games with the PC people.
Yeah, I think most games moving forward are going to be cross-platform. What about you, Joe? Where you at?
Yeah, I would say I mainly play on Xbox, but I do like for RuneScape, I do use my PC. And for a lot of games, I'll use the Switch as well. Just the portability of that, like these days, is just amazing. And then you can hook it to your TV and bring it with you. Like, I just love it for the versatility. I know the graphics performance isn't as good as like Xbox or PS5 or a PC, but I just like it for that reason.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I love my Switch. I play a lot of Pokemon and things like that. You know, Joe, I actually battle like, ranked Pokemon battles and stuff like that. So I love Pokemon. So I play my Switch. I have a PlayStation 5. Around the PlayStation 4 is when I swapped from Xbox to PlayStation. The Xbox One, I didn't love. I didn't like all the connects and like it trying to be a full service, like entertainment system versus gaming system. So I switched to PS4. PS4 was a gaming system, worked well. So I love it now. Plus the exclusives are nice. Although that's a lot of exclusives are gearing towards Xbox now. But I have my PlayStation 5. And then I did, I was fortunate enough. I've built me a PC that I absolutely love. I edit photographs and videos and stuff like that on. I play a bunch of games. I play like Tarkov on. I play Call of Duty on and stuff like that. So I have a little bit of them all, I guess. And I keep them all. I still have a Super Nintendo boxed up. I have it in my back room. I have N64. I have a PlayStation 2. I have a Dreamcast at my mom's house somewhere and stuff like that. So,
wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
We do have one of those. Like you could get them for like $30 or something like that. It's like an old style Nintendo, but it has like all the old style games like Donkey Kong, Mario, all of that like built into it. So the kids love that. We'll get on there, play some Pac-Man, play some Mario, stuff like that too.
That's part of the reason I love the Switch is they have the emulators on it, and you can go play Super Mario 3, right? When they ported Mario 64 over to the Switch, I was in absolute heaven. Mario 64, in my opinion, is probably one of the best Marios ever made. It was just so ahead of its time. It was so revolutionary for what it was. It was just so good. So when they ported it over to the Switch, I was in heaven. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I love some Mario games. That's my like pandemic. Me and my wife was playing so much Mario. Like we logged like 150 hours in like 2 weeks because we were just playing Mario, and then we was driving to like 50 miles away just to see which GameStop have the Mario games we want. Like we tried Luigi Mansion, we played Mario 3D World. No. That's new. Mario, what is it? 2D Mario Bros with the Luigi thing. Yeah, we were just playing a whole bunch of Mario games, and then all the Donkey Kong games.
I love Mario Party. Mario Party's so good.
Oh, that too. Yes, that one is very good. Nice family game.
Kevin, talking about the practical application of video games. Ridge Racer on PlayStation taught me how to drive in snow in real life. Hey, that's good. That's also kind of scary. I don't know why I want to be driving on snow with you. Where you put in video game, like realism into it. You hitting those corners and just, going.
Hey, virtual reality at its finest, man.
I didn't learn how to drive in Mario Kart till like 3 weeks ago when I got smoked. Like he's like, that's how you drift. You got to do this, and then I was like, oh, really? because I used to get so mad. I was like, why did you pass me? I was number one for 3 minutes, and it just happened.
You just threw another banana. You should have got him with the banana.
So
That should have.
I don't know how true this is, but supposedly, I watched a video and read like a little article. They were talking about some of the stuff in Mario Kart and things like that. And a lot of times they will actually drag the leading racers, allowing the people behind them to catch up. So you actually don't want to be in first for the majority of the race because you're at a disadvantage, and it will actually drag you versus like it'll slow you down versus the rest of the group. So if you're in first without being in reach of the finish line, is not where you want to be.
Wow.
Well, that might be true, but there's those people that if they're in first for life, just like the Super Smash people. If they're gonna beat you up, you done. Handicap or no handicap, you done.
Smash Bros is one of those things, man. You play somebody that's good with it. So platform fighters are not really my thing, although I dove into multiverses. I don't know if y'all know what multiverses is, but I dove into it, went hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, when you play people that are good, it is unreal. So I got matched against like the number 3 Wonder Woman in the whole world. Bro, I don't think I touched the map. Like, I just was embarrassed. And it was the best of 3. They whooped me twice, right? And then I re-queued, and it matched me with them again. And they just went ahead, proceeded to whoop me 2 more times.
Right. Oh, my God.
Those platform fighters, there's no coming back from it.
There's a distinct difference between someone who casually plays and then someone who is legit.
Yeah. And Steph come in. Crazy Cab and Midnight Racers were my go-to games on PS2 growing up. At least you didn't hit us with the Kevin. At least you didn't hit us with Kevin and say, I learned how to drive playing Crazy Cab.
All right. Oh, remember the little controller, the driving controllers back then? And then it was just like a little... Remember, it was just a little wheel. Now we got a whole chair. We got the whole race car thing going on now. Oh, man, how we evolve.
Man, on Instagram, I see some of those people like driving simulators and stuff. And I have a buddy that's big in like F1 racing. He has a steering wheel, a pedal, and like everything like mounted and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, they get into it. They run leagues and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Fritzon, have you done any of the like virtual reality, like with the headsets and kind of trying that out at all?
Oh my gosh, I have a video on my phone, and I was playing the virtual reality for the first time. Beat, what is it called? Beat Saber.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what it's called, and it was just a nightmare because like they was like, Fritz, stop hitting the floor, I was just looking ridiculous. I was like, and I was doing terribly, but yeah, that's the first game I played a lot, and then Borderlands, but it's a good time, but I don't like it. It's too personal.
It's too
I'm gonna
personal.
start hitting somebody.
So I don't really mess a lot with the VR stuff, but I went to Iceland last year. And when I was in Iceland, they had like this VR war machine essentially in like this little museum thing that they had, right? So I went in, I got suited up, I got geared up. It's like teaching you how to like throw spears and all this cool stuff. So I can only imagine what these people in this museum watching me thought I looked like. And I am not somebody that half-asses anything, right? So I'm in there like chunking spears.
Yo, I know we got.
We lost him. Oh man.
Well, we can fill it with some comments. We got some comments. So Kevin hit us with that red turtle.
The red turtle shell.
F that red turtle. 100%. I hate that thing. Oh man, I just want to win, and the red turtle doesn't want me to win, and it sucks. And then Steph referring back to the Crazy Cab, that's terrifying. It definitely gave me some confidence getting in the car for the first time.
It's false confidence. Don't believe it.
Absolutely terrifying. And then Will is all I wanted for Christmas. And then Ryan, I still have my fat PS2 with the network adapter. SOCOM was so good. But being able to kick open a door was one of my favorites. SOCOM was just so different because of how tactful you had to be. Like it was a good, well-developed shooter. Where Kai, you just go in, guns blazing, pew 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 pew. This like you couldn't do it. SOCOM was so good.
Dude, that remind like right now one of the main things like I like to do like when I play Fortnite with the kids is I'll run through every door because it like you'll lean your shoulder into it, bust it in, and that maybe that's why it's just flashbacks when we could kick doors in, just like coming in and busting the doors open. Oh, but
So I play
yeah,
a lot of Tarkov. There's no door kicking in on that one. It's like you want to open and just be like, man, I hope nobody heard that because I'm about to die.
Just sneak in really quick. But I know we are coming up on time, but I would feel remiss if we didn't tell at least one story about, Pokemon. I know I started Pokemon back with like Pokemon Red, and I know you've been a hardcore Pokemon player, but why don't you tell them about the battle? Like you created your competitive team versus my, casual team. Maybe start off with that little story.
Yeah. So I do like when I play Pokemon, I'm one of those people. I take the time to breed all the right IVs, EVs, natures, make sure they have the right move set. I pass along egg moves. If you are not familiar with Pokemon and battling on surface level, Pokemon is very easy. It's a young kid's game. You can get through it. The story's not overly complicated or difficult, right? When you get to end game is when it becomes a much more intricate, developed game. So there's IVs, there's EVs, there's natures that all give you benefit, whether it's speed, whether it's attack power, physical, special, doesn't matter, right? Well, it does matter, but like we won't go into all that. I could do a whole different episode about this. But anyways, Joe's like, well, let's battle. And I'm like, Joe, you don't want that smoke, right? So I grab my competitive team, and he starts out. You threw out the.
It's the Flaming Monkey, my starter, man. He was my highest level. I started with him day one in the game, and I thought I thought I had a pretty good chance. You felt the giant elephant, so I was like, at speed, I'm going first. Yep, I was like, I'm going first. The monkey is way faster than the elephant, right?
No, my Mammoth Swan whooped you. My whole team just whooped you. It was not good for anybody involved. I felt bad. I doubt you enjoyed it. It was a whooping for sure.
And I will just never forget because I was so confident. I was like, I got this. Like, I'm going to get the first move. But no, his Mamoswine one hit me because he had IV and like EV trained it so well that it was faster than my monkey. And I was like, in no way ever in any universe is a giant mammoth faster than a monkey.
Don't you disrespect Mamoswine, okay? Don't you do it. Do not even come. I love Mamoswine. All right, do not even come in here disrespecting Mamoswine. We will kick you out for that and for never playing Zelda, which is still mind blowing.
My bad, y'all. My phone overheated while I was saying that story, so I had to go ahead and pump up that AC in the car. But I'm back. I don't know what the last word I said, but I just cut off.
It's okay, man. So we're coming up on time, and I know Joe's
no problem.
So we want to be common as that. I do have a couple more questions for you that we can run through real quick. Hey, say a new person's like, Fritzon, I want to get into games. What should I do? What would your recommendation be? What is the game that they should play that is not going to whoop them? If you say Dark Souls, nobody's going to believe you, right?
Right.
What is, in your opinion, the game they should go play?
If you gonna play a casual game, never start on normal mode. Start on easy mode. Get some easy wins. Pick any game that you like and go on easy mode. And if it's a family game, pick some friends that won't tell you you're a loser, and then you'll be good. Just go on easy mode first. Get your confidence up, and then you'll be perfectly fine. That's all.
See, I'm one of those hard people. Like even like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, all those. I start and I'm like, man, the hardest difficulty is going to be the only thing that gives me a challenge. I get whooped constantly. And I'm like, we'll put it on normal.
Yeah.
We'll scale it back.
Nate, you're the problem, Nate. You're the problem for beginners because they see you kicking butt, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, I'm losing on easy mode. You are the problem. But yeah, just start on easy mode and you'll be good.
Is there a specific game that you would say play this game?
I'll say if you're a family person, start with any Mario Party, anything like that. And if you are a chill, relaxed person that loves adventure, loves a lot of very multiplex things, You could start still family oriented Diablos. That's very casual. You can start Witcher. You have a easy mode, and you can even start with the not Dark Souls. What is it called? God of War, and
God
then
of War
build
is
your way
good.
Ooh,
up.
that's a good
Yeah.
one.
Build your way up, because like you can see the transitioning of everything. And if you have a game you love, go on YouTube and say, and then put before you play whatever game, and then it'll give you the whole previous genre of franchise, and then you can start with everybody else. So you don't have to be too scared to like play a new game. Just go on YouTube and then get the condensed version of the trilogy, and then start playing with everybody else. Start play with your buddies.
I think for me, if somebody would be like, Nate, what game should I play? What game is going to make me love games? I would probably tell them to go play like Breath of the Wild, or I haven't played the new one, so I haven't. But the thing about Breath of the Wild, I would say, is like, don't be afraid to consult the internet, right? Like, I'm not going to be one of those purists where I'm like, oh, you have to figure this all out. Because Zelda in of itself is not overly difficult. The battles are not overly hard. What makes it fun is the puzzles, piecing things together. So it's a challenge, but it's not like in the moment of a challenge, right? It's not like you're going to die over and over and over. You might just get stuck on a puzzle. And if you get stuck, go to the internet, figure it out, move on. Now, don't just like do it for every one of them, right? But like, I think that is a good, beginner-friendly game that you can learn and enjoy and appreciate. They're beautiful. They're well done. The stories are fantastic.
He doesn't agree. He says no. He's saying
You
no
gotta
the whole
put
time.
you gotta put special clothes, or else you're gonna freeze to death. And then you gotta like eat the right thing, or else don't let Nate. My wife's been in this game playing Zelda for too long, and she still can't beat it. I'm like, please look at the internet. It's not a beginner friendly game.
Wait,
You're lying.
okay, I think it is, but I've been playing games my whole life, and I tend to play them at a high level. So, but
I mean, I feel like you're losing this one, Nate. You're kind of contradicting.
no,
Look at this.
we got all kinds of technical difficulties happening today. But Kevin is coming in. Kevin had Zelda puzzles. Ask ChatGPT. Now, okay, I got a question. I don't know if this is real, but I want to know: is this like a ChatGPT can solve everything kind of joke that you're throwing out there, or is it really I can go to ChatGPT and be like, okay, this is the dungeon or puzzle position that I'm in. How do I get out of it? And will ChatGPT actually tell you how to beat that specific puzzle?
If it was before 2021, right? Like, isn't it a
they've
couple years old?
They've updated ChatGPT. Now it actually can pull information past whatever the initial deadline was. So, like, if I put in and I'm like, I'm in this like little puzzle dungeon, what do I do? I wonder if ChatGPT would be like, yeah, this is what you do.
There has to be
it.
an article. There has to be like an article that's text oriented, that's online, and maybe it can put it. But you could try Bard for that. Bard, the Google thing, because it's more search engine oriented. Because if it's there, then it might be on Bard with Google, and it might be wrong. So you might blow your head up too. So that might be nice.
That's why you just reload, go back again, and then you get frustrated.
Right.
Why you're not able to do it?
And it's the Switch, so you can lose at Starbucks, lose at home. You can lose everywhere. It's the Switch. It's
great. Man, I want to go play some video games.
Oh man.
Well, Fritzon, man, we appreciate you, Joe. You being at the beach. We can kind of, cut it and let y'all run and things like that. But Fritzon, I appreciate you hanging out with us, talking with us about video games. Joe, as always, I appreciate you.
Enjoyed it. I know we could probably spend another several hours talking about video games. There's several we didn't even touch that I was hoping to get to.
Yeah.
But, as always, enjoyed it, and thanks for coming on, Fritzon.
Last thing. Top 3 games. If there were 3, if there are others you want to talk about, top 3 games, real quick, and then we'll end it there.
I would say top 3 games for me is Final Fantasy, the online one for me, Neo 2, and God of War. That's my top 3 games. At least top most played games.
Joe, you?
Yeah, I was gonna say God of War. We didn't even mention those for sure. Wanted to get a little bit more into just different MMORPGs, stuff like that, and then Final Fantasy. Like I just feel like we didn't touch on that nearly enough.
It's massive.
Yeah.
How about you,
What
Nate?
about you?
So my favorite game, Zelda. The game that made me love games, Final Fantasy VII, old school. The remake, trash. I have never been so hurt by a development company, Square Enix, whatever it is. Let me down. I took off work to play that game.
Oh, wow.
I started it and I was like, I quit within like an hour. I was like, this isn't Final Fantasy VII. So, but anyways, to answer the question, let's over Final Fantasy VII and then Zelda Ocarina of Time, although all the Zeldas are fantastic. And then my third one, ooh, that's tough. And it's a bit of an oddball, but I'm going to go like NCAA 2012.
Okay.
I love that game. I lived on that game. I was like top 50 in the world at one point in time, right? I got to play like against the number one person in the world. It was cool. It was different. I loved that game. It was so much fun. I cannot wait for the new NCAA to come out. And when it does, I will also be taking off of work and like taking a week to just like dive into that, you know. But those would probably be my top three.
Nice.
Awesome.
Yeah. Well, y'all, I appreciate you. I'll let y'all run. That was the last thing. Y'all take care and y'all have a wonderful day. All right.
You too. Thank you for having me. Take care, everybody.
Appreciate you.
All right. Bye.